Hey, my phone just started randomly recording. Like, bro, we're not ready. Thanks, Samsung. Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. So today we're going to be taking a look at a young lady whose job it is to go on dates with men for money, and she has a boyfriend that's totally okay with it. And we're going to go ahead and delve and digest this and see what she's talking about.
Dating isn't about finding love for Marcia Favre. She's a professional dater and gets paid to go on dates with men.
Literally show up, have a drink, talk about nothing, and get paid. It's pretty easy. I think escorting is like arm candy. That is something I'm totally not interested in. If I can wrap the drink date up in 30 minutes, that's my goal. I don't really have respect for anyone that would pay me to go out with him. See, he looks like a nice person.
Working musician Marcia was looking for extra money, not love, when she heard about the website What's My Price, where men approach women with their price per date, and she decided to try it out.
I was on a dating site once, and I had a lot of traffic, a lot of people writing to me, and I thought, I should get paid for this. The most I've been paid was $1,500, and that was literally less than 30 minutes.
Marcia usually goes on one date a month, so far making over $9,000, spending her earnings on her date nights with her long-term boyfriend, Joseph.
My boyfriend, when I first told him, he kind of chuckled. He's like, "Are you serious? People actually pay to have drinks or dinner?" I said, "Yeah, they do."
So at first, in all honesty, it was interesting to wrap my head around, but once I thought about it, I realized, she's going out to have drinks, so now she has money to take me out for drinks, so I'm totally fine with it.
He's supportive because it's quick money, it's easy money.
When she goes out on dates, she'll describe a few of them that are entertaining enough to be mentioned again, but
All right, what are your thoughts about the fact that she has a boyfriend and he's okay with it?
What can I say? I mean, you know what? I'm speechless. That's all I can say. I'm just honestly, it's not something I would even consider. I mean, I find out something like that, we're done. No ifs, ands, or buts. But the fact that he's like, hey, now she can take me out with the money she has semi-escorted these guys for. I feel pretty good about that.
It's kind of like these young girls say nowadays, it's giving broke vibes. Like, he's probably just in need of some financial assistance, and that's why he's totally okay with this. So he's basically using her. In other words, I don't think he's like gonna marry her or anything, and so I think she's totally wasting her time and her youth and her beauty on all these men. And it's gonna be hard for her when it comes time to actually get married because of stuff like this.
Well, you know what? I know this sounds bad. I was getting the whole, as I heard you talking and thought about this, I was getting the whole musician type stereotype they put on television where like some musician will end up with another musician or an artist, but both people into those fine arts. And because they're trying to focus heavily on the fine arts, yeah, they're broke.
Yeah, he probably does some type of music too, but because this is about her, they didn't show the fact that he probably plays the drums or guitar or something too. But yeah, there's a little bit more.
we don't really talk about it.
The worst date I went on, this guy was super, super short. He was even shorter than me. He was a drag. He was so boring. I think that was the worst date. Yeah. Funny date, we were walking out. It was a pretty windy day, and like his wig blew off. And I tried to pretend like I did not see it, but it was quite obvious.
Marcia is a grown woman, and she's been taking care of herself in this city for her entire life. I'm not too worried.
When I talk to these people, I kind of see myself like a therapist, Have a drink, talk about your life, and pay me. Pay me.
As long as she keeps receiving generous paychecks, Marcia doesn't see herself stopping anytime soon. And boyfriend Joseph won't stop her either.
Oh no, I wouldn't ask her to stop. The more drinks she has with men, the nicer dinners I get to go out to.
If you can, sign up and go on a date. I totally recommend it.
That's the end of it, guys. Like, the most she's ever made was something like $1,500. Like, I wonder if she's doing more than just having cocktails and talking, because That just sounds like a lot for 30 minutes. What do you think?
She could be. I mean, the fact is, what else is she possibly exposed to on these dates? She could go for a date, end up snorting coke, and who knows, getting physical with the guy and his whole entourage. So
Most guys aren't going to agree to one night and just come out of pocket so much money unless you're willing to do something, because they can take that money and find someone else who is willing to do it. So I think she's a glorified escort, if you just ask me.
you know what? That is true, but at the same time, assuming the website is just supposed to be about dating and none of that, I'm not gonna lie. Everybody has weird well, not everybody, but some people in the world has extremely weird fetishes.
I think you're absolutely right. I think everybody does have a weird fetish. Let's just be honest. Like, if any of us really admit it to ourselves, there's something about us that makes us tick. Definitely leave us a comment in the comment section, guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We will see you next time. And welcome back for part 2 of the video. So this is Randomness Freak. I found this video and I was just like so stunned by what was said in this conversation between a YouTuber and the caller that called into the show that it was worth reacting to. Let's go ahead and check out and see what he says.
Albert, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Jesse, I'm from Jasper, Alabama, Jesse. I was born in 1951, and you're sitting up there lying, Jesse. We was all part of the civil rights movement, and I moved up north. So what are you talking about? And I ain't never lived in no projects.
When you say we were all part, who are you referring to?
Me, my family, and all us blacks who lived in Alabama. I don't know what you talking about.
When you say you were
You're
part
sitting
of,
up there lying on the air.
when you say you
I'm
were
from
part,
Alabama, born there in 1951,
when
and
you
I left that racist state. Ain't nothing good about Alabama.
when you
And you're
said
sitting
that
up
you
there lying.
when you said that you were a part of it, what do you mean? How were you a part of the civil rights
The
movement?
civil rights movement. We all was down for Martin Luther King back in those days. We just feel sorry for the black man. So what are you talking about? You're sitting up there
Albert,
putting on there for
Albert,
those white folks so they can pay you. And so you can wear them different shirts every day. But
Albert,
it's a God up there.
Albert.
You understand?
Hey, Albert, just calm down. I just want to ask you, just you get a better understanding of what you are saying.
Sir, stop that, sir.
Albert,
For real.
when you say that we were all part, you're talking about your family, right?
70 years old.
Albert,
I'm 70 years old.
I'm going to try
And that's
one more
the
time.
You be doing?
Thank you for
What?
calling in, Albert. I wish you would let me dialogue. Black people can't dialogue. I'm sorry.
So what do you think about that part right there? Because I think that's why some people say that JLP is kind of like against black people, because he says things, general statements like black people can't dialogue. And it's because he had a situation with a caller that the conversation didn't go too well. So what do you think about that?
Can I not agree with him in that situation? Okay. This is the first time I heard of this guy, ever seen him before. He didn't even get a chance to like lead into something smart to say, because the dude kept rambling on and wouldn't just directly stop and answer his question. He's like, so who would you, me and my family, blah, 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 blah. Oh, okay. So who would you, are you referring to you and your blah, blah, blah? So it's like,
yeah, that guy definitely wasn't giving him a chance to talk, but you saw that JLP was definitely relentless in the conversation. Like, he was like gonna get that question out. He was like, so would you, until he got that out, he literally said it the same way. It was funny.
Martin Luther King, that group of people were not about civil rights for the black people. Really. They were about control, and they were about communism for black people. Martin Luther King, those guys sold the blacks out to the Democratic Party. When they signed that welfare bill, so-called thing, they sold the blacks over to the Democrats. Because prior to that, most blacks, if not all, most were Republican. I wish that I could dialogue with him. Since I was born down there in 49. He was born in 50-something. And there were a lot of blacks who got involved with that thing down there. And that's what brainwashed them. That's what brainwashed them. And they have not recovered. They are no longer individuals. They are about their color. They're into being black. They're not into being of God. They're not about love.
That's one reason why I really like Jesse Lee Peterson, because he definitely always ties things back to God. And at the end of the day, as long as we're doing things in love, we can always get along and hear each other's side of the story.
What she said.
All right, guys, definitely tell us what you think about this conversation as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.